Hello, folks. Man, this is all wonky. Light behind me just a little bit. Now, anyway, it's Wednesday night. Welcome in. We got Tiger Muskie NM. He's in the house. We got Charlie from Ugly Dog Lures is in the house. Welcome in. Monica, welcome in. It's good to have you. Good to see you. It is the first Wednesday of the new month, and it's February the 2nd. It's Groundhog Day. So, happy Groundhog Day. Hey, Quick Response Fishing. Welcome in. Welcome to the channel. Every Wednesday night, I do a live stream for about an hour or so. And the first Wednesday of the month, I always leave it no theme. A lot of them I like to do a theme. We'll talk about something specific. But on the first Wednesday of every month, I carry on without a theme and just see wherever the chat will take us. Sometimes I talk about, my channel, what's going on, this, that, and the other. But, we'll see how it goes. Well, Charlie's talking up a video by Patrick. I guess that's Quick Response Fishing. After this live stream, I might have to get over to your channel and check it out. Might have to check that out. I did my video last week. It was a spoof of ice fishing. I pretended like I was going ice fishing, and I didn't ice fish. We just played on the ice because I'm just not that into it. I am just not that into it. Let's see. A couple weeks ago, I went to the Ohio Muskie Fishing Show, and I picked up some new lures. I kind of got all that organized today. Took out a couple old lures that never get any run time, and just seeing, just trying to get organized with that stuff. Parabellum Fishing is in the house. Welcome in. I feel like that's kick that up just a little bit. The lighting, that's just anyway. I should probably be further back so that I'm catching the light as opposed to it being over here. But the last time I keep bumping the table. I'm sorry. The last time I was further back, it puts me just another 4, 5, 6 feet away from my Wi-Fi, and my connectivity was a little bit janky the last time I did a live stream from down here. So yeah, see Alan Koheiser is in the house. Hey Dan, howdy. We got Raven Cat Homestead Cecilia. Welcome in, Cecilia. It's good to have you. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're doing well. You guys are probably getting a bunch of snow up that way. We have a mess of weather coming in. Boy, I tell you what, it's raining right now. It's been raining all day. And then it is supposed to switch over to freezing rain and sleet and ice. And then sometime tomorrow it'll convert over to all snow. And for my immediate area, they're calling for 3 to 5 inches of snow. But about an hour northwest of me is supposed to get 12 to 14 inches. So, yeah, I've been meaning to get over there and check that out. I popped into the live stream there Friday with Doc and Smallwater Charters and them, and they said that the ice fishing video was on your channel. I need to check that out. Yeah, it's not going to get cold again until Friday. we're going to have 30-mile-an-hour winds, I guess. So, after getting a bunch of snow, we'll get a bunch of wind. And then I think the low Friday night is going to be 7 degrees. So that's pretty cold. But right now it's like 38, 37 or 38, and it's raining. So my backyard is a mess. That's part of why I didn't want to set up upstairs. The dog's been in and out, and it's just muddy and all that yucky stuff. So I was hoping to upload a hiking video this weekend, but as of this moment, I haven't done a winter hike. So I'll have to. I'm hoping I can try to get out Saturday morning for a hike, and maybe get a video uploaded Sunday. It's the heart of the off season. It's just tough for me right now. So I did my taxes tonight. So here in about 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be ordering the parts to convert my outboard to a 20 horse. So I'll probably do a video on that. It's not real difficult, and it's not very expensive either. It's going to be like $680 to double my horsepower. So that'll be a fun little project. Probably about the second weekend in March. Mark J. Larson in the house. Coyote trapper extraordinaire. I know I know, Mark, with your goal on the coyotes, you've been focused on the coyotes, and that's your main target species, but I don't think I've heard you chatter a whole lot about bycatches. Have you caught very many fox and or bobcats this year? You have to have caught at least one red fox, right? Or some. Or a raccoon or a possum or something. You got to have something wanders in there, right? Yeah, that's cold, Charlie. That is really cold. Oh, I don't have my banner going here. Shame on me. I guess it's the one. Yeah, we got small water charters. Tiger Muskie on M. He was there, and I looked at his channel. I think it was earlier today, and he slipped back a few. So, and then and Mark J. Larson has made it. He climbed right on up the mountain. We got Minute on the mountain, and then we got Tom Celtic and everything outdoors. So be sure and support these folks, these fine folks that go by on the banner, scrolling there. Get everybody up to that 1,000 supporters threshold. I've been thinking about trying to kick out some more shorts, because I know if you can get your shorts some run time on the shorts shelf, that gets you a lot of exposure to a lot more people. And it's tough this time of year anyway, because it's the off season. I'm not hunting, and I'm not really fishing. I'm kind of not doing much of anything outdoors related. Comparatively to last winter, by this time I had done 2 hikes. On Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I went up to Cuyahoga Valley National Park up near Cleveland, and I did the Ledges Trail. And then maybe it was closer to the end of February. I did a hike at down at Clifton Gorge. So yeah, that might not have quite been 2 of them done by now, but pretty close. And this year I haven't done one. I haven't made it out for a winter hike just yet. So we'll see. I hit the banners and I forgot to go back to the chat. We got Tina Ladybug is in the house. Welcome in. We got Low Key Trapping Adventures is in the house. Welcome on in. Let me scroll and see if I missed anybody. Okay. Okay, Mark. Yeah, you've gotten 2 fox and a bunch of those other little critters earlier on. Okay. Okay. Carter's Custom Lures is in the house. Welcome in. Welcome in. I believe you're new to my channel, so thanks for stopping in. Appreciate that. Appreciate the support. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm try to get out Saturday and do something. I did get out on the ice playing, and I was also practicing with the camera. It's neat to get a new toy and then to get out and play with it. It's there's a little bit of a learning curve with it. One thing that I read about this, and I think I saw someone talking about it on a channel, a review of the camera before I bought it. When this camera is in video mode, it has good electronic image stabilization, and it has good autofocus, but the motors for those things are constantly running. So there's a sound. The internal mic for the camera picks up on that motor running. That you get a little bit of that background. So as I've been editing my last couple videos, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty bad. So today I ordered a Rode mic to set up on top of it. So hopefully that will be the end of my sound problems. Hopefully. But it's it's a learning curve. You get something new and you want to check it out. I do really I like the camera, and I like the video. I like the image, the video quality. Um, it's it is a it produces really good quality video image. So oh, that's cool, Loki. Very cool. Might have to check that out. Yeah, I know. What am I getting? I could try to adjust on the fly here. Maybe if I just angled it, wouldn't be so bad. Is that a little better? Now I'm cutting my deer out. We don't want to do that. It's not really better, is it? Anyway, now which way do I need to go to make it right? There, yeah, dark 30 is in the dark. We like that. And since I've got a pretty good ramble going on, I'm a little bit frustrated with. I've poked around the merchandising sites, and I've produced some merchandise. This is a hat. I've got another hat that just has the text on it for Dark 30 Outdoors. I've ordered a couple of T-shirts and a hoodie. I really like the company that I've been using for producing my merchandise. The only problem is they don't drop ship. they don't do the they don't build the store and ship the stuff out, which seems really bizarre to me, but they don't. So you have to link a third party outfit and hope that they don't charge a bunch of money, and it just seems overly complex. So I I poked around at a couple other vendors that do both, where you can design the products and then people you set up a store and people can order them. It's one stop shopping type of deal. I can't get any of those to accept my logo. They say that the image is not high enough resolution, or it's whatever the quality on it. It's not. And I've tried to work on it. I've tried to edit the image and scale it and do all those things, and I'm kind of over that. So I don't know if I have to reach out and get someone's help to fix my logo, or if I need to just bite the bullet and set up a third party dropship company for Printful. Printful is the website I've been using to design my stuff, but and they accept my logo and my designs. They put a disclaimer saying that it's not high quality, but they don't scrap the. I mean, this is we speak English here. I can't do anything with that. I'm sorry. We now I lost my train of thought. Something about that merchandise. Um, oh, okay. The two family homestead. Coyote Whacker is in the house. Welcome in. Welcome in. So yeah, I don't know. between the between the we'll put that up. Oh, I know what I was talking about. The website that I use now, Printful, it accepts my design, but it says, "Hey, warning, this is not a high quality image. So your print on your clothing choices is not going to look as good." But I accepted their warning, and I went ahead and produced, designed it and let it stick, and I ordered the clothes, and they look fine. They look absolutely fine to me. The hat, I mean, the hat's a little bit janky because it's stitching. So when the stitching's involved, yeah, it's not going to be a clear image. I don't know if you get right up close, you can, you kind of get that it's my logo, but if they could make this about twice as big as it is, it would work, but they don't. They limit it to that small of a space. But the actual prints on the shirts, the t-shirts, the hoodie, I had some stuff done on a polo shirt. It all looks fine. It looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it. So that's been a little bit frustrating. I don't know if anybody else has had trouble with that. I know some folks have been redesigning their logo. Our good friends at Live in MN Outdoors, Daniel and Rachel, they just recently redesigned their logo. So I hope that's not going to be too challenging for them. Because I noticed he's got that fine print in the middle. Get busy living, or get living, or something. I can't remember the application I used to design my logo. It may have just been Canva. That's what I do all my thumbnails in, is Canva. And I think I might have designed the logo in Canva. And I think I might have had to use a couple other, like one other software application to edit the picture. I haven't yet. I can't remember if he had a link for merch or not. The most common one is Spring, and that's the one I'd like to use, but they don't accept my design. They say my design is not a high enough pixel image or whatever. It's not a high enough quality image, which, whatever. But and then another one that's popular is Bonfire. I've tried both of those, and neither one of them would accept my image. So, and it's annoying because everything I've ordered from Printful I like. They just won't set up a store. If they would set up a store and run it, I'd be off to the races, but they don't want to do it. That's right. That's right. And I mean, I can appreciate where they're coming from. They don't want to have somebody give them something when they have the knowledge and the expertise to recognize that it's not going to be a picture perfect, clean cut graphic. And so they don't want their customer to get mad when that's not what it is on the shirt or the clothing or whatever merchandise they order. And I'm like, I ordered a sample and I liked it. It looks fine. I'm not striving for perfection. Yeah, he uses Spring. Yeah. So, is that what the new one? Oh, it's not going to let me click that. I know this makes for a great live stream, me searching around the internet and stuff, but bear with me for a second. I botched that, but I think it'll get me there. It did. There's this link. Yeah, he's got the new logo on there. Huh. Interesting. I might pick his brain about what he used to design it. It does look pretty clean. So, I don't know. So, yeah, I'll try to get the camera out in the woods this weekend. Poke around in the snow. We're going to get dumped on, so ice and snow it should make for and I kind of like doing a winter hike when you get a good winter picturesque scene in the woods. It's not just everything's gray and brown. So dial down the exposure on the camera and let her rip. Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, I played with it and played with it. It might take. I've got a friend that is a photographer, and he may be able to help me out if I promise him a couple fishing trips out on the boat this spring. But yeah, I fought with it. I JPEGs and PNG files and everything. And you know, my logo, it looks really, in my opinion, it looks super clean online, like on my Instagram, on my anywhere I put it on the internet. It looks crisp. It looks fine. But when I take it over to those shirt graphics places, they're like, oh no, this is not. You know what I mean? Where am I at geographically? I'm in Central Ohio, just north of Columbus, Ohio. I don't need Cecilia. I don't need his Ted's. You talking about the one he's doing with Sunfish King? I think that's more for a beginner. I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't need. I don't. I mean, it's a good giveaway. I just don't think I'm really the target for that. Yeah, we are getting a mess of weather, boy. Rain and then sleet and then ice and then 3 to 5 inches of snow on top of that. And then we're supposed to get 30-mile-per-hour winds Thursday night into Friday morning. So it's going to be a mess for sure. It is going to be some messy weather. Sorry. And there's something I got to tell you. My kiddos, they don't have school tomorrow because of the inclement weather that's coming in, and I am shocked that they're not up there raising hell. Yeah, I mean, being a an outdoors YouTuber, especially like fishing, I could never have too many cameras. If I had 2 or 3 action cameras off the side of my boat, that'd just be more opportunity to catch the action at a different angle. So it never wouldn't hurt to have another camera, but I kind of felt it'd be neat if a youngster or a beginner was able to win that. Hey, we got MB Heritages in the house. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? You good folks? You guys will be getting this crazy weather too, and probably be a little bit like a half day later than us, but I just hope with them talking about the ice forecast, I hope we don't get a power outage. I mean, a power outage is never a good thing, especially in the wintertime when it's cold out. But it would be a disaster for me because I have 9 fish tanks and they're tropical fish. they cannot handle cold water. So, yeah, I'm looking at the radar now. We're still in the rain, but the mix, the pink is getting closer to us. The pink is probably an hour away. So, Judith and Dan Davis stopping in. Welcome in. It is good to see you. It is good to see you. You guys have been cleaning up on beavers down there, boy. Plenty of beavers in your neck of the woods. Yeah, that's right. Punxsutawney Phil, his famous prognostication, right? I think that's what they call it. Yeah, Tina, I think everything that you're getting is coming right on up into the Ohio Valley. We're supposed to get precipitation now through Friday, like middle of the day Friday. So it's going to be a mess for sure. I'll take that down. Does anyone have an interest in coming up on panel and talking about their channel, what they've got going on, what they're excited about, what they hate about winter? I mean, it doesn't have to just be me rambling on for an hour. If somebody wants to just come on up and say hello and chew the fat. Sunfish Assassin, welcome in. Good to have you. I hope you're having a good Wednesday on this Groundhog Day. There's 6 more weeks of winter, so according to the rodent, that they dig out of his little dirt siesta there over in Punxsutawney. Oh man, I don't know how they ever come up with that. Yeah, they make a big production out of it. Whatever will give you your 10 seconds of notoriety, I suppose. Only 40%. I feel like he was dead on last year because at least around here, it felt like winter loosened its grips pretty early on, and we had a very, very mild spring. In fact, it was one of the most mild springs we have had here in Ohio in probably the last 10 or 12 years. It warmed up fairly quickly, and it wasn't a teaser. It stayed warm. I mean, we'd get one day where the low at night would drop to 35 or 36, but for the most part, the trend was that it warmed up and it stayed fairly warm. Told you that spring fishing would be good, huh? You're all done, Mark? I don't do a lot of late season deer hunting, but I believe this weekend is the last of Ohio's deer archery season. It usually goes to the end of the first weekend in February. I don't know if it closes on Saturday or Sunday though, but it doesn't matter because I'm not I'm not going to go out. I'm not going to deer hunt this late in the season. Bucks are dropping their antlers. Does are carrying fawns. I don't want no part of that for the field dressing process. I'm not going to deer hunt in February. That's my own personal take on it. I do love to get out in the woods. I don't generally scout a whole lot in the wintertime. I like to be in the woods, but it's more for just enjoying being in the woods and covering some ground and seeing, you know, appreciating the landscape. Yeah. Yeah. Most places it ends in January. But here in Ohio, we had back when I first started deer hunting some 26 years ago now. I'm getting old. Our season ended the last weekend in January. Whatever that was, if it was the 25th or the 27th or the 30, however it fell out, that's how they would that's how it would end then. But then the Ohio Bow Hunters Association, which is a fabulous group. I mean, that's a club that is just really, really good and positive and supportive. No, there's a bunch of old guys that just want to belly till they get their way. But they went to the ODNR and said we need a longer season, so they got it pushed to February, the first weekend in February. And they also got it and started earlier. We used to start the first weekend in October, and now we start the last weekend in September. They had to have those extra 12 days. I don't know. I don't know if I'm the world's worst shed hunter or if I just don't have good areas. Because if you're in an area where the bucks aren't, I'm still a baby. If you're in an area where the bucks aren't, they're not traveling real far and dropping them things all over the place. I think I've found one shed in my entire life, and it was gun season last year. And then probably about 4 years ago, I found a deadhead. I found a whole carcass, the deer's whole carcass. It died right there. But that was a pretty unique rack. I'm pretty sure that buck died of old age. It was not real wide. The rack was not real wide, and it was not real tall. But it was thick. I mean, the bases of the antlers were like that. So I mean, they just came up, like that. So I don't know what it scored, but I don't even remember how many points it was. Maybe 9. It might be a 9-point rack, but just thick, and it carries that mass all the way out. I'm not going to go get it right now, but maybe I'll share that on one of my future live streams. But I just don't have much luck finding sheds. I don't find sheds at all. But I love being in the woods this time of year. And once I do like to scout for deer at the end of winter and before spring green up. I don't like for there to be snow and ice on the ground when I'm scouting for deer for the following season. There's small water charters. John, welcome in, welcome in. There he is. Yeah, it's maybe next week's live stream. I'll pull that up, that deadhead, and you guys get a good look at it. It's not cleaned up or anything. It's just sitting in a bucket in my garage. But I have terrible luck with sheds. But I like to scout when the snow and the ice is off and before green up, so you can still see the trails real well and the rubs from the previous fall real well. That's one of my favorite times to get into the woods and see where they're coming and going and where their thickets are and their bedding and their likely feeding spots. I want to know where the oaks are. I want to know where the ag crops are, all that. And then identify their best, coming and going spots. I've got about 4 spots in mind that I am going to scout like that this March, because I went into this past fall lazy. I relied predominantly on one spot. Well, and also on CJ. CJ and his farm came through. It produced a deer for me, but I got a little bit lazy in my Ohio, my central Ohio deer hunting, and I just thought, I've got the one spot that's a good one. I'm going to stick with that. I don't need nothing else. And boy, did I find out that was a terrible approach, because that spot, it was borderline worthless. I know there were deer in there. I had them on trail camera, mostly at night. I think pressure changed in that area. I don't know if people were squirrel hunting or what was going on, but something changed in that area, and the deer's pattern changed dramatically. So I need to be able to work around that. You know what I mean? That's why you have 3 or 4 spots, 5 spots. If one of them is getting messed up, you go to your next spot. The one spot I've already got in mind, I went in by boat and I poked around, and the first thing I saw was a rub on a tree this big around. So that was encouraging. And I know there's a really good bedding thicket right there. So now I just have to I want to piece some things together, the feeding areas, the travel routes for those feeding areas. Where is the other people in that area hunting at? What does the hunting pressure look like? Where do they set up? Because I know there's a road that is not far away, and I know people are getting into the woods that stack right up against this thicket. So I'm kind of trying to come the backside and cut them off. I think it would be a really good early season spot. I'm thinking of trying to, just hunt it specifically for this mature buck in like the first 2 weeks of the season. And after that, I think it'll probably be worthless. Hey, Railroader Outdoors and more. We got Scott is in the house. Welcome in, welcome in. Hey, been working, folks. This is a good time of year to work. I worked a second job of mine last night for 6 hours. I made $125. What the heck? Why not? It's January. It's January and it's dark out, and I can make some money. Why not? We got Schmatz Custom Lures is in the house. How you doing, Matt? It's been a while. I see your poppers there on Instagram and your different lures that you've been making. Look like you're pretty good with a lathe, that's for sure. I really would like to get into making lures. I haven't, but my next time I go up to CJ's, I might just pick his brain a little bit. And if you were there, I'd pick your brain. And I'm much more interested in doing crankbaits. So I would use a bandsaw and cut out the forms and then sand them down and all that fun stuff. But until I've done it, Hey, thanks for popping in, Carter's Custom Lures. You have a good one. Well, I mean, he's got some tools. He's got some experience. He could probably help a guy out. He could probably help a guy out. But yeah, I was talking to my uncle a couple days ago about this lure stuff. I'm about done with it. Because I mean the two vendors that I'm interested in buying their lures, they're not selling them anymore online. I can't buy them direct from Boss Chat anymore. The only way I can get them online is through Rhino Outdoors, and their stock isn't always, filled up. And Baker is only doing the shows, and this year he only did Pennsylvania and New York. So those are the only two crankbaits that I trust right now that aren't commercially made. There's a few commercially made baits that are fine. But as far as custom lures, they're my guys, and I can't get their stuff. Baker, I can't get it at all unless I go to Pennsylvania or New York, and I'm not going to do that. And Boss Chat is getting tougher to buy too. I at least was able to grab a couple there at the show, and I was glad for that. But I just think it'd be easier to make them my own, make them myself. I'd have a lot more control, and the cost would be dramatically less. I know I've already priced the hardware and stuff, and this is talking small scale. I'm not even talking about ordering 1,000 hooks or 10,000 hooks, or when you order some of this hardware, when you order it in bulk, it dramatically reduces the unit cost per each item. I'm just talking small scale. I can build a musky lure for about $5.50, $6. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? You know what I mean? Yeah, it makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. Scott, the only thing I know about Triton boats is that they have a reputation as being a get wet boat. The hull design, the splash, the way the waves hit it, I don't know the technology or the engineering involved, but I have seen it written online reviews and just chatter that a Triton boat is a get wet boat. If you don't mind getting wet, get a Triton. Otherwise, buyer beware. That's all I know about Tritons. And Yamahas are good good motors, but you're familiar with the Yamaha name, and I'm sure you would trust that. But the motor would be fine. I wouldn't buy a Triton just because of hearing all that. It's a get wet boat. Well, yeah, and I can appreciate that. There's a lot of time in putting baits together and they don't work, and refining your process and doing it again and again and again and again and again. And once you have it down, then yeah, you know. But I mean, I already bought custom made musky lures for a really good price in 2020 that don't run over 3.5 mile an hour. Cranking and yanking is in the house. Welcome in, welcome in. How you doing tonight? And then I didn't scrutinize these baits when I was there a couple weeks ago. I'm almost positive the one isn't going to run right, because when I look down the center of the bait and I look at from the back and I look at the bill, this is not, the bill has got a cant to it. It's like, you know what I mean? It shouldn't have that angle. It should be perfectly perpendicular, and it's not. So I'm almost positive that lure isn't going to run right. Me personally, I couldn't charge a guy $33 for a bait that isn't going to run right. I just couldn't do it. I'd feel like I was robbing the guy. I mean, once I get it in the water and I'm trolling with it, I don't know. I don't think it's going to have much give as far as tuning. But we'll see. The ones I bought in 2020, I tried tuning them. They won't do nothing. I've considered getting like a battery operated Dremel and maybe just trying to work on the bill a little bit to refine the balance. Because those baits, the geometry isn't off. The geometry is right. They seem like they're in there straight and perpendicular and square and all that stuff. He's probably just got too much sealer globbed on it, and that's what's throwing it out of balance. If I had a battery powered Dremel, I bet I could get it cleaned up and get it running. Probably, I don't know, but at least those baits weren't outrageously priced. But see, that's why I really like the Boss shads and the Baker shads. I don't have to tune them. Right out of the package, I attach them to the line, I put them in the water, and they run. And they run straight as a dime at 3 miles an hour, at 6 miles an hour, at 8 miles an hour. Those puppies stay down in the water, right where they're supposed to be. If I put them 12 feet leads, 60-foot leads. But yeah, I might try to work on them. The one bait with the canted lip, though, I'll be shocked if that thing runs. I wish I'd have looked at it like that when I was at the show. But when I was at the show, you're kind of enamored and you're excited. And one thing that really threw me off is that I was wanting the Baker so bad, and I knew he had been given some, and then his baits look a lot like him. His baits the ones that he personally makes, looks a lot like the Baker shads. But then I got to talk, so I thought that they were Bakers anyway. I was already excited about them. And then I talked to him. He's like, "No, these aren't Bakers. These are mine. I made these." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Well, they look just like them. Let me try a couple of them." So we'll see. I could be wrong. Here's another thing about his baits that I don't like is the eyeballs. If you're looking at the top of the bait down, on one side the eyeball is in perfect alignment with the body of the bait, and on the other side it sticks out. There's a bulge where the eyeball is. I mean, so it's clearly there's no balance to the bait whatsoever. Just looking at it, you know what I mean? But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Of those two baits, the smaller one looked like it was fine. The bigger one had the bill that was canted, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" So I don't have anything in the works for going up to Northwest Ohio in the near future, but I'll probably get up there in the spring or the summer and help him get some stuff ready for fall deer hunting. Yeah, I was talking about musky lures that I got at the show a couple weeks back. And when I do, I'll probably ask him about, hey, if I wanted to build lures, can you kind of show me some things that might be, just not that maybe he can't. I know he doesn't build lures, but he works with wood a lot, so he understands the tools. I would assume he has a bandsaw. He can show me some, just setting up a jig. I don't even know how to set up a jig. Just there's some things that he has experience working with wood that he could probably show me some things and improve my comfort level to where I would feel like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go out. I'm going to invest in a bandsaw and a sander and a couple other things, and I'm going to start doing this. So, but yeah, this time next year, I might be building my own musky baits, predominantly crankbaits. I don't think I'd get into building jerk baits or gliders. There's a lot of weighting involved with those, and that's super complicated. Probably just try a couple different sizes of standard shad style deep diving crankbaits, a 4-inch and a 7-inch. I might try square bill. I might try round bill. And see what I like. Yes, he does. Cranking. Al does make lures. He's made some musky lures. I don't know that I have personally ever thrown a believer. Now, my uncle has a couple, and I know he's fished them, and he's caught at least one fish on a believer. And I think his friend lost a big one on a believer. But I personally don't have one. I don't have one in my tackle box. I've over the past, say, 4 years, I've really fallen in love with baits that are wooden and don't have any rattles. Now, that's kind of my. If I'm going to troll a crankbait for muskies, I would prefer that it's made out of wood and it has no rattles. And it's somewhere between 4 and 7 inches long. So, I've got Rapala Super Shad Wraps, I've got Boss Shads, and I've got Baker Shads, and those are all made out of wood. So, and don't get me wrong, those plastic baits or the resin baits, whether they got rattles or not, they can catch fish. They absolutely catch fish. Where I feel there is a little bit of a problem is that in Central Ohio, we have a ton of pressure on our reservoirs and our muskies. Nearly every single day, people are out there trolling and running baits through that water. And I mean, I think after so many times of fish are like, man, I'm not going to eat that. I'm not going to eat that. There's a lot of things in here I'll eat. I'm not going to eat that. I know what that's about. Personal preference, I don't know, but I think they can get turned off of that, those rattling plastic baits. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Jesus. There's John with some banter. There it is. Right, John, right. We all know who your fishing partner is the majority of the time. Good stuff, buddy. Good stuff. Nice timing. Well, old wood jitterbug. Oh, that's all right, Cecilia. I'm going to wrap it up. I have rambled for over an hour. I absolutely appreciate you fine folks coming in here and supporting me. It means a lot. I really enjoy spending my Wednesday evenings chit chatting and hanging out with you fine folks. Yeah, I have run out of steam. But for being, there not being a theme and just a random first of the month Wednesday night chit chat, I think it went pretty well. So I appreciate y'all coming in. And as always, thanks for watching. Have a good night, y'all.